Marvelites, welcome back
Hey guys.
to Comic-Con Live. We're Marvel Live here at Comic-Con 2013, presented by Dr. Pepper. I'm Ryan Penagos, aka Marvel's Agent M, joined by...
I am Lorraine, Cink, writer of The Watcher, manning the tweeter. So send us your tweets at Marvel SDCC, and we're with...
McCreary. I'm the composer for Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
You know, it's pretty awesome.
I want to be Agent B. Can I call that?
Yes.
Is it
done.
too late for that? All right.
Done.
There it is.
Secured it. Somebody get the website going.
There you go.
Bear is our first guest here at Saturday at Comic-Con, and I wouldn't have it any other way. We were at the Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel yesterday, and the response your name got, when your name was dropped, the place went nuts, bananas. How awesome is that?
Oh, that's incredible. But I mean, that's how I felt inside when I found out I'd be working on this show. I mean, I've just been a fan of Marvel and those characters, and especially the cinematic universe, for years. And so the idea that I would get to come play in a little corner of this sandbox is pretty awesome.
We're delighted. Yeah. So was that your music we heard in the pilot?
That was
awesome.
it. So that's the theme for Coulson, the theme for the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And Joss and Marvel let me write a really pretty catchy little theme there. So I'm really excited for all you guys to get to hear it.
What's the process like getting involved in a brand new show like this? Who do you meet with?
You have to meet with all the showrunners and the creatives on it, and this project has so many incredibly talented creative people on it. Joss's team is just the best. So working with Marissa and Jed and Jeff Bell and Jeff Loeb and Joss, I mean, I felt like I was in really good creative hands, So the question is, you come in and you look at it, and you have to find that sound. I mean, what does it sound like? What is not only just the theme, but what is the score going to be saying? What do you want it to do? How does it sound similar to the cinematic universe? How does it sound different? Because these heroes are not super,
right?
So this was a back and forth process, and Joss and Jed and Marissa and the two Jeffs were really helpful in helping me find that sound, and I think we found it.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. It was really good.
Cool, man.
Will the characters have their own sort of recurring themes and things that come with them?
I think so. I mean, I'm a very thematic writer. I mean, on shows that I've done in the past, I always like to give characters a theme, and really in the first episode, it's all about the group. It's all about the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And if one guy has a theme, it's Coulson. Because to me, he's the charismatic leader, And so I associate the main theme with him. But as we learn more about these characters, I think you're going to start hearing little thematic ideas that develop as the story develops.
Very cool. Guys, reminder, tweet your questions using hashtag Marvel SDCC. I think we even have some already.
We do. Nino Musca would like to know, is Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. coming to Australian television? I'm not sure that you can answer that, but...
That I don't know.
We hope so. I know a lot of that information hasn't been finalized yet. We were really focused on making sure we got the ABC spot locked down and announcing the September 24th date, which is like... Actually, we were doing a live blog yesterday, and people were like counting down the day, like 67 days, 67 days,
oh
67 days. It's intense.
I have to imagine, though, that anyone in the world is going to have the chance to see this show. I mean, I think you'll be all right.
Yeah.
So the Uber Nerdy Kid would like to know, thank you for tuning in again, what is the favorite what is the favorite project that you've worked on or will work on?
Oh, man. I've been so lucky to work on some really cool projects. I've worked on Battlestar Galactica. I work on The Walking Dead. We're coming back with a 4th season. But for me, to work on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., to be a part of this thing that is already so big and has so many fans, like it's really a dream come true for me to be able to play around in this superhero universe. So I mean, I'm barely sleeping because I'm excited about working on this. So
did you read comics as a kid?
I still read comics. I mean, it's like I'm totally a huge comic nerd, and these characters mean so much to me that now I actually feel the pressure, not only of just doing a good job to do a good job, but it's like I want to live up to my own expectations, because I've been thinking about the music for this world and these characters like my whole life,
That's so awesome. So Comic Eater would like to know, what rock song would you pick to have as Coulson theme song if you were to choose one?
What rock song? Man, that's a tough one to have. Well, I mean, it's weird because I've already written him his theme, but if I had to pick him a theme song, I would say Weird Science by Oingo Boingo.
Yes.
I think that would totally
That's
work.
cool.
You know, so I want to see a mashup on YouTube in the next hour of that, please.
So I have a question about composition.
Yeah.
So like John Williams is known for like his major fifths and things like that. What is there any sort of interval or like kind of chord or tone you like look for in different characters?
Well, it's you know that's interesting, and I always look for pieces of music that will get stuck in your head, and I try to build melodies that are sticky. You know, like my goal is if you watch something and it's scored well, then you should be humming it in the shower the next day, or even 2 days later.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're not, then there's an opportunity that's been missed there. And you know, I we'll find out if the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. theme that I wrote is going to be like that, but I think it is. You know, when we were recording it at the Warner Brothers scoring stage, we had this huge orchestra, and we're actually going to have that every week, which is very exciting.
So cool.
It's pretty amazing.
That's awesome.
But I mean, we did the first hour. We took a break, and I'm walking out in the hallway, and I catch 3 or 4 of the trumpet players whistling the theme. I just like
love that.
subconsciously whistling it, and I thought that's a good sign.
Yeah, that's really good.
So Kathy P would like to know, Bear, who is your favorite character from the Marvel Universe?
Oh my gosh, that's such a tough one, Kathy. My favorite character from the Marvel Universe when I was a kid was totally Wolverine. I was all about Logan. But I gotta say, what Robert Downey Jr. has done with Iron Man has totally changed the way I look at that character. And when I think about the Marvel Universe, it's really the modern version of Iron Man that I think of now. But I mean, there's so many. It's like
Sure.
it's hard to pick. A Nightcrawler is also
A lot
way
of
up.
people
up on the
are
list.
name checking Nightcrawler this
Really?
weekend. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
I mean, it's one of those powers that you don't think is super cool at first, and the more you think about it, you're like, no, I could use that. I could totally use that.
Yeah.
You know.
Everything except the brimstone smell that you leave behind. when you go out.
Exactly.
Like that's probably not pleasant for others.
So we touched on this briefly, but I think this is a great question. Nicole and Nell would like to know, have you been writing themes for specific characters or relationships on S.H.I.E.L.D.?
And that's a smart question, because actually one of the things that I like to think about is themes for major story arcs, not necessarily specific characters. And especially on a show like this, where we have a lot of different characters that are all part of one group, they're all the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Sometimes the thematic threads actually come from the relationships, the conflicts, the bonds that form, and that's definitely something I'm keeping an eye out for. So we'll see as the series progresses. I'm only really a few episodes in. We'll see how it shapes up, but definitely keep an ear out for themes related to any number of characters or relationships, because I'm definitely going to be planting the seeds for that.
Very cool.
So in the Avengers film, I know this hasn't been confirmed for the show in any way, but in the Avengers film we hear rumors about a cellist. Do we hear any cello?
That is interesting. I won't spoil anything, but we did have a pretty good sized section of cello for the score. I'll just say that.
Okay.
You know, I have a question. What kind of music do you listen to? You know, outside of what you're composing, what gets you going?
You know, lately I've been listening to a lot of System of a Down. I love those guys. Sometimes I listen to like hard rock just to like clear my head. Other times I listen to movie music. I mean, I listen to the music that inspired me when I was a kid. I mean, just the other day I was listening to Conan the Barbarian by Basil Polidorus, which is still like, I put it on my iPod and I'm walking, and it's so shamelessly and ludicrously beautiful that I actually just had to stop, and I ended up standing like on a sidewalk for half an hour just, oh my God, it's so beautiful. So it's funny. I mean, sometimes I listen to stuff that is in the vein of what I want to do, and other times I listen to something totally different, you know.
So Krista Joe would like to know, will Lola, Agent Coulson's car, have her own theme song?
There's definitely some Lola music in there already, and no, it's not the song Lola, but that would be fun for season 2.
We are spending a lot of money on each episode. Getting the
Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine?
Getting the rights for Lola is probably not cheap.
Yeah, and maybe not the best use of our money. It would be like you can use Lola, or you can have a 70-piece orchestra for the entire score.
I'm gonna go with the orchestra.
I'm gonna lean on the orchestra as well, but I'm biased.
Wayne Johnson would like to know, Bear, what is the tone and mood you will set for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Is there an overarching one?
Yeah, it's a good question, Wayne. The tone is really trying to find the sound that tells us we're in a superhero universe, but also tells us that we're dealing with the human beings. We're dealing with people that don't have superpowers. So they're in a lot of ways, they're kind of the cleanup crew. They have to deal with all these issues that are created by these superheroes. So if I did something totally small and intimate and quirky that would actually kind of fit a Joss Whedon show very well, but it wouldn't feel like it's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. On the flip side, if we went totally big, it wouldn't really feel like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
So I think what you're going to hear, the tone that I've been trying to find is like this perfect balance where you've got this full symphonic orchestra with a huge brass section. I mean, we had 6 French horns, and just for perspective, Star Wars had 4 French horns. Okay, that's all you need. That's all you need is 4, and we did 6 just to do 6. But on the flip side of that, there's a electric guitar that has just a little distortion on it that adds an intimate sound. I mean, a single person can pick up a guitar and play it.
Yeah.
So there's an intimate quality that is fun, and I think the balance is there. I think when you watch it, you feel like you're in the Marvel universe, but you're seeing a new side of it.
Very cool. I was wondering, did you get to see the pilot before you agreed, or did you just say, yes, I'm in, whatever you got, just throw me in it?
I did get to see it first, but that had absolutely no bearing on my decision to do it. I mean, I have been a fan of, like I said, Marvel, but also Joss and his creative team, the things that they have done. And, we always felt like we were kind of running on these parallel tracks where he's doing these fantastic sci-fi shows and I'm working on Battlestar and Walking Dead. And for those tracks to converge and finally get to work together, for me, it's a dream come true.
Sure.
So I mean, I would have loved to have worked on a Marvel show, would have loved to work on a Joss Whedon show. The fact that this is all coming together, I mean, it's like, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm like, is that real? Am I doing that?
And
you know what I mean? I just tweeted earlier that it's like I come to this booth every year to check out what's happening, and now I'm here and I'm working.
Yeah.
How awesome is that?
It's great. They have such energy too. That whole team.
Yeah.
I was on set for the pilot and just watching them work and they just get excited about the stuff that some people would be jaded about. We're sitting here 14 hours a day. No, they're just excited to watch this all come together.
Yeah.
And that's going to carry over.
And it shows. I think it shows in the final product. And they brought that energy to the music. I mean, when we were discussing it, and as I was trying things out, and I'm throwing paint on canvas, they had such great energy, and they had and obviously Joss knows music, so the feedback I'm getting is specific. I mean, they're really helping me find this sound, but it was so much fun. I never felt like we were all going the same direction, and that's just great. I mean, you can't ask for anything more when you're doing what I do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So Jester Burrio would like to know, who is your favorite Spider-Man villain?
Oh, these questions!
They're quizzing you.
Okay, I've always been a Doc Ock fan, so I think I gotta go with him.
Very good. Do you read the current Superior Spider-Man stuff?
I am behind on those.
Gotta hook you up. We'll get
Hook
you
me up, definitely.
caught up and check that out. It's really fun stuff.
Awesome.
So the Tech Lord just said, a note on programming, the stream is lagged and it's making it unwatchable. Oh no, we're gonna try to figure that out for you right now.
I don't know if that's just your
Also
browser
your
though, so make
browser.
sure you close any open tabs, try a different browser, restart your computer or your browser, because we're not getting that feedback from anyone else yet. And if we do, we want to make sure we can address it as soon as we can.
So we're looking into it and do a little restart maybe.
Now guys, coming up real soon, we're going to have some Ultimate Spider-Man stuff for you. Then we're going to have Andy Lanning live here on the feed talking about all kinds of great Marvel UK and other stuff. And remember to keep sending in your questions using hashtag MarvelSDCC. Now Bear, where can fans find you online everywhere?
You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @BearMcCreary. You can go to my website and check out what's going on with what I'll be doing with Marvel's Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think we'll be doing some video blogs eventually, so you can take you behind the scenes to the orchestra session. You can see the size of the group. You see me conducting and stuff, and there'll be some Walking Dead stuff coming up and some other cool things. So check it out.
Kind of busy.
I'm not sleeping a lot these days,
Popular.
but hey, I'm having fun.
Having fun is really important. Do a lot of good stuff.
Awesome.
All right, guys, thank you again for watching. Stay tuned. We'll be back really soon with lots more here live from Comic-Con. You're watching Marvel Live, presented by Dr. Pepper. Lorraine, take us out.
Always one of a kind. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Marvel, your